Hey gamers, happy 10 years to Splatoon 1. In this video we're going to be talking about not quite a retrospective, but a reminiscence of the game and I suppose the series, but I don't really have too much experience with the sequels. But anywho, first things first, I'll get this out of the way. This was filmed in 2016, I think, July 2016, on a CRT on an iPhone 4. So no complaints about this footage. I don't want to hear anything about it. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them, but I don't think that it's too relevant in terms of the video. Maybe later, like at the end or something, I'll talk about it if I remember, but essentially that's what you're seeing. I've got another video prepared because this is only 30 minutes and I actually kind of exceeded the footage length and didn't want to just repeat footage. Don't mind that. That happens sometimes, but anyway. So there's a lot of good things to say about Splatoon 1, and I'm sure everyone knows that. There's some things I have to share that I don't think I've heard before, so hopefully I can bring some light to the concepts. You'll see what I'm talking about later. But anyway, first thing that I suppose we should talk about is the gameplay. So, I mean, it's a shooter, right? A third-person shooter. The shooting's got to be good, and in this game it's great. It's unlike any other shooter, which is surprising because the concept of integrating the movement into the shooting is something that seems really intuitive, but nothing like this has been done before, and it's kind of like lightning in a bottle because it really only works with the concept of something like ink, you know, and squids. So it really stands out, and not only does it stand out, but it excels as well. It's not just unique, but it's extremely fun, and like I said, it goes together very well. The movement complements the shooting, and the shooting complements the moving. I will say that there are elements in this game that are missing from new games that used to be in old games, and again, one of them is the movement. So if you think about a game like Doom and how quickly you fly around in Doom, that's not really something you get so much anymore, and it's something that I think is lacking in a lot of games. Not every game needs to be like that, but it's something that I miss, you know, arcadey, quick, fun craziness. And this game delivers there. Don't mind that either. Man, I don't know what was going on that day, but probably stage fright or something. Anywho, so yeah, the movement's great, the shooting's great, like all the guns feel good. They're not quite laser perfect when it comes to, like, you know, the splatter shot or whatever, but you are forced to get within a range, and I appreciate that. And especially like with the snipers too, you have to play within a range depending on which one you pick, and I really like that. So the gameplay is great. Basically, like that's not a surprise. We steamrolled and we got them. I'll try not to comment too much on the video. There's one more thing I know I'm going to talk about when it pops up, but we'll save it. So anyway, yeah, movement great. So what's another great thing about Splatoon? What really matters in a game? I guess we'll talk about the art first. Do I even need to say anything? Like the design in general, like as a whole, the art design in this game is phenomenal. This doesn't quite apply only to the art. This is like the game as a whole. I've heard it described as a mix of Team Fortress 2, Jet Set Radio, and Nickelodeon. I think that's how it goes. And I mean, like, there were Nickelodeon crossovers, and I'm sure, you know, granted, if it were capable, there would be a TF2 crossover. And then the composer for Jet Set Radio actually said, like, dude, I'd love to do a Splatoon track or something, but no, the art design is very much its own thing as well. You feel the essence of things like Jet Set, perhaps, or like, I don't know, like a 90s Nickelodeon show. It kind of has that atmosphere, you know, that feeling, and the music does to an extent too, but we're talking about art right now. So colors are great, and the modeling, I guess, like the way things look real but kind of also cartoony is great. Like the hero shooter, for example, it's not just like an M4 with the silencer on it. It's like weird, and like the silencer is kind of like rhombus shaped or whatever, like conical, I guess is what you'd say, like a 3D kind of cone looking. I don't know. I'm not a geometric nerd, sorry. But anywho, no, not just shapes and colors. It's like the way things shimmer in the locations, and I mean that has more to do with setting, but the way that it is portrayed to your eyeballs is very satisfying. Like the way the paint comes out of the gun, the way the goo looks on the ground, like the sheen on the squid hair, if you will. I mean, the tentacles. You know, everything about it's awesome, and I like that it's not ultra 3D out. Like not everything's like super smooth polygons. Like if you look at the fingers on the squids, they're pretty jagged. This is me showing the setup. This is what I was going to talk about. So that's what I have the camera up on. This is so weird seeing my old room. Like I remember all of this. I haven't lived here in a while though, so it's weird to see. But anyway, yeah, that's how I was recording, is on that stack of books, and that's why the camera shakes, is because I'm gaming, and then I'll like move the bed when I shake, and then it shakes the Jenga tower basically. But so anyway, yeah, the art's good. No one's even debating that for a second. And the low polygon stuff, if that's what you want to call it, because I mean there's stuff that's high polygon, like the hair on the squids looks like totally round and squishy, you know. But I just think that's a bonus. So anywho, like UI and all that, whatever, it's great, works, like it's fine. No one's complaining about stuff like that. It's like knocked it out of the park. The music is also everyone loves it. It's awesome. It's a good mix of tunes. Like it's not just like dumb goofy game music. The songs you hear are like songs that you'd think kids of this age would be listening to. The squids are like apparently supposed to be around 14, so you know, like teenagers basically would be listening to stuff akin to things that you hear in the game, like, you know, rock music, alternative music. There's a little bit of metal in there. There's kind of like pop-esque stuff. There's more experimental stuff in the single player, which is like honestly some of my favorite. Like when I first heard, I think it's Eight-Legged Advance, like the first song on the first stage in single player, like that was one of the reasons I wanted to get this game. I was like, that is like very interesting to me. And there's a lot of interesting music from Nintendo games on the Wii U. They were going outside the box with the Wii U, and I really appreciate that. And it's not why it failed. Like playing it safe is not always a good thing. Sometimes being a little bit creative is good, and by that I mean like, dude, being creative is always awesome as long as you're not like dumb about how you do it. And Nintendo's not dumb, but we don't need to go too hard into that. The music's just great. Like there are, I won't say like a variety of genres. Like it's all pretty much thematically the same. You know, there's like your credit song though, there's your little jingles, there's, you know, your win-lose songs, but like everything's pretty much like rad and banging, you know, and it feels good to listen to. Like it's not anything too emotional, it just kind of gets you pumped up, and like that's what you need in a game like Splatoon. So the vocals and all the songs are super weird. I'm glad that they were willing to include some kind of vocal as like an extra instrument in the songs, if you want to call it that, like another layer. I don't know. To me, it just works. They did a great job. Like one of the shining examples would be the lobby song with like the guy like scatting in it or whatever. Like it's just dumb, but it works. It's funny, but it's cool. Like it's, I don't know. It's there's a lot I could say about it, but I suppose that's it. Now, one of the things I talk about when I judge games, because I'm a huge, you know, game reviewer, and I suppose I shouldn't be so harsh on certain games, but, you know, like I guess I have my preferences in private, if you will. Even though this is on YouTube, I'll talk about it. So one of the things I talk about, though, is the story. Dude, who cares? This is like a multiplayer game. It's kind of like Team Fortress. Like, it's not that big of a deal. We don't need to know about, like, gravel wars and stuff. It's just like a bunch of guys shooting each other. Like, who actually cares? The story, though, itself is like, it's fine enough. It serves a purpose. To me, though, it serves a higher purpose because it kind of gives the game some of the personality. And this is one of the things that I talk about, or was going to talk about at the beginning, where there's things that are overlooked but understood. Or did I say? I don't know. I did a couple takes of this, I forget. But one of the thoughts I wanted to share that I think a lot of people don't talk about is tied to the single player, and I'll talk about it in just a second. I'm gonna make this song shut up now because I'm tired of it. So we'll put on like Seascape, I guess. I don't know. Not my like favorite song, but like it just kind of came to mind. Maybe like Quick Start or Friend Rush would have been better, but like this is one of those classic Splatoon songs, so I just kind of had it ready to go here. Okay, so the single player, the thing about it is, if you think about what you're actually doing in it, it's pretty stupid, if that makes sense. So it's kind of just like a dumb kid playing pretend, basically. Like, it is some real thing, right? Like there is some like underground war going on, but like, imagine going to your friends and being like, guys, I went in the sewer and like I did this thing and I went crazy, and like there was a boss, and like there were these girls that looked like the Squid Sisters. Like, they'd be like, you're an idiot, dude, like shut up. And so like it feels like a kid's imagination at work. And you look like a dumb idiot kid too, because you got like a helmet on and like a big like crunchy vest. Like, dude, you're like dumb, you know. But that's kind of important, because this game is like very representative, I guess, of adolescence, where like you're not done being a kid. Like, you're still kind of dumb. Like, you might think like, oh, I'm cool and I know a bunch of stuff, and like, you know, like all this stuff matters, like turf wars, but like at the end of the day, like you're still an idiot, and like this stuff doesn't matter. You think you're cool and you're not. Like it. So but at the same time, you know, there is cool stuff, like a lot of the gear is flying. Like, you can make some fly moves in these like sports matches, basically. And I think that coupled with like the whole like summery feel, if you will, like the kind of vacation-y, like almost like a Mario Sunshine feeling that this game gives, is like bolstered by that single player aspect. Like, if it was only cool, it would be like, okay, yeah, that works. But like, it shows like, no, you're kind of stupid still. You're running around like fighting octolings. Like, you're kind of an idiot. And I know you're supposed to take it serious, and there's lore and like blah blah blah, but like, that's, I don't know. I think it in kind of a subconscious way contributes to the quote cooler aspects of this game. There's that balance of like lame and cool. There's like kid and squid, you know. So anyway, okay, so that's like the big four things, right, when it comes to talking about a game, right? Gameplay, music, art, story, like, or at least like that's how I tend to talk about games, if you will. So yeah, packed full of content, packed full of charm. Like, it really is a light in the dark, if you will. And what I mean by that is this is at a super weird time that this game came out. I can't, this is just me. I'm a huge game despiser, if you will. I don't really like new games. And I don't know, maybe it's just me, but at the very least, I think we can agree that not a lot was going on with Nintendo. And in my opinion, in the gaming industry, and also in my opinion in the media industry, like culturally, in 2015, it was kind of a low. And maybe that's just me, you know, like I'm not a kid, I'm older, but meaning at the time. Now I'm like a grandpa, but I think that this was really like a great game. This wasn't like, oh yeah, that's kind of cool and interesting, like whatever. No, this was like awesome at a time when a lot of stuff sucked. And there hasn't been like a new cool thing and I don't know how long, and it had been so long since I had even wanted to get a new game new, right? Like, I think the most recent example before that was probably like Call of Duty Black Ops, because everyone had that. Like, you were a guy and you were in high school or like middle school or whatever, or college, or like, and you had friends, they all had an Xbox, everyone had Call of Duty, like, you're gonna play. It wasn't Modern Warfare 2, like a lot of people had that. It wasn't Modern Warfare 3 or Black Ops. Everyone had Black Ops 1. And it was a good game. Like, there's a lot I could say about that game too, but I'm not here to talk about that. What I'm saying is, that was the last time that I wanted to get a game, and it wasn't just because everyone had it, but it was in part. It was a fun game. That's why I wanted to get it. So, and then before that, maybe like Team Fortress 2, you know, like probably like Mario Wii, I don't know, dumb stuff like that. But no, this was like the game where I'm like, dude, I gotta get that. And since then, like My Summer Car, I don't know, you know, there have not been good, awesome games that I'm interested in. Like, it's either that the concept isn't interesting to me, or another game does it better. So like in the case of Overwatch, it's like, why would I play that if I can just play Team Fortress? Like, it's not even a contest. So anyway, this game, like I said, it's not like it was just kind of good and I played it and whatever. It was like, no, this is awesome. Like, I'm going to go buy a Wii U for this purpose, you know. Okay, the video just reset. Let me change it over real quick. So this is actually, you saw the date. The last time I played Splatoon online before they shut the servers down. It's probably going to be like me in my underwear or something. Here's me playing single player, so let's like skip past all that. Okay, so I'll try to keep an eye on the footage here and you know, like, make sure that you're not staring at like search screens. But you know, I got to look at my notes and try to focus here too, so you'll have to forgive me. But anywho, it was just like, great game in a time where games sucked. That's essentially what I'm trying to say. Was that an Octoling? I think there's a hacker in the lobby. Dang. He's got like a flag and everything. Yeah, okay. Anyway, so yeah, if you think about it, like early 2000s gap, 2015, awesome. Huge gap. Like, what even is coming out now? Like, there's nothing. Like, maybe it's just me, and I don't mean to get all excited because I was calm earlier, but like, culture is kind of in the toilet right now, and I'm not saying that because of Skibbity toilet gamers, you know Skibbity. Sorry, I'm saying it because I just don't think there's a lot of interesting, cool, fun things, you know, and in fact, I think like it's kind of the opposite. And maybe it's just me. I don't, you know, everyone's different. They like their different stuff, but this was awesome. Okay, that's really all I got to say on that. So, I'll try to keep this brief, but since you're this far into the video, I guess I can say whatever I want because you're still listening. I was in a Skype call in 2014 watching E3, which I've never cared about. It's just my friends were doing it, you know, my school friends. And I was like, all right, let's hang out. And they showed Splatoon, and I was like, huh, that's kind of cool. And I mean, none of them care about Nintendo even remotely. Like, I was the only one that gave a flip. And I didn't have a Wii U, but I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And, you know, I kept it in mind, but I was like not super serious. I just knew like, oh, I'll go look at some videos, I guess, when it comes out. That's usually what I do if like a game kind of gets my attention. But as time went on, I think the game came out. I think this was after the test fire. And I decided for some reason to join some thread on some website, and it wasn't Reddit, I'll say that much. But you know, like I was looking at video games and I saw there's a Splatoon discussion, so I was like, let me check that out. And I think I saw some footage, like some WebMs, and you know, saw some like art of the game and all this and that, and I was like, huh, that's really cool. And then that's when I started listening to the music, and I was like, wow, okay, this game kind of stands out. And the more I learned, the more I saw, the more I was drawn. which is super weird because, like I said, that normally doesn't happen. I normally don't care about like dumb new stuff, but this game obviously is not dumb. So I got to the point though where I was like, all right, I'm gonna get a Wii U, I'm gonna buy it, I'm gonna buy this game, which I've never bought a console just for a game. But you know, being historically someone who buys Nintendo stuff, like I wanted to buy a Wii U, I just never did. You know, I think I bought a computer and then I didn't have the money, is what it was. The same computer I'm using right now, actually, with like minimal changes on it. So I, at some point though, like I had the money. I think it was like maybe September. I'd have to look at like the Splatfests to give you a better idea of when I was actually or when I actually bought the Wii U. But around, you know, summer, I called up Best Buy and I was like, do you have the deluxe edition? They're like, yep. I was like, all right. So I came down and got it, you know, the Splatoon bundle. And I got lost on the way there too. I couldn't find the Best Buy. And like, I must look so dumb. I'm like 18, I think, or 19, and like going in to buy like a kid's console. Like, can I have this like colorful like squid thing? But like, whatever. You guys remember Squid Thing? It was like an extension that you could check maps on your computer, but like for Firefox, I remember. But okay, it just came to mind. So yeah, I bought it. I came home and I beat it all in like one day. And I mean, it's not hard, but you know, I spent more than a few hours playing it, and it was a fun time. And I kind of wish some of the levels were harder, but the game does a good job of teaching you how to use the gamepad in the single player. I forget if I talked about this earlier. I think I just went straight into the games and stuff, because like I said, I've done a few takes of this. But basically, like when you bought a Nintendo 64, gamers back, remember that when you did that? No one knew how to use the analog stick. I mean, there were probably people that had like like an Atari Jaguar or whatever. I don't know, I forget. Like what was, there was something that had a joystick, like a ColecoVision or something. And you know, there were people that had experience, but like playing with Mario in a 3D world, making him jump and do all the crazy stuff, like not everyone was a pro. And even then, like, you know, how advanced can you really be with a new game and a new console and a new concept and a new like control? So Splatoon's single player basically just served as like, here's your warm-up, like go ahead and, you know, get familiar and then you're good to go. And that's all it needed to be. Though I do wish that there were either like challenges or like maybe a difficulty, or really like just levels that kind of like really pushed you, like that made you like work it, if you will. And have them be optional, because you know Billy wants to say he beat the single player, so like, you know, don't force him to do it, you know, but have like extra hidden secret stuff that's hard. I don't know, something like that. So whatever. But yeah, it was just to get gamers used to the gamepad. Playing with gyro is pretty interesting. It feels good. Like using a controller does feel good. I like using a controller for certain games. It's very intuitive, I guess, because you know that's what I grew up on. And then being able to aim well, especially in a fast-paced game like this, is a big deal. It honestly, genuinely is a big deal. And the gamepad as a whole, like it was, I have no complaints. You know, I guess the battery life was low on it. I never really had issues with that. Like go outside is my rebuttal. Not really, but I never had issues, and I wouldn't leave it plugged in. You're not supposed to. Like while you use it, you're supposed to let it charge with it like not in use. And I never really had problems. But yeah, the gamepad, like as a controller, a lot of complainers out there. It's kind of like a big DS, and as I recall, the DS sold pretty well. But no, I mean I had no issues. I saw it in the notes. That's why I was talking about like the gamepad and whatnot in the single player. But like beating the single player in a day and all that, and then I switched it to gamepad. But yeah, gamepad, no problem. Gameplay of single player, no problem. And then after that, I jumped into Turf War, and then after that, I got into, you know, ranked, because the game modes are so freaking fun. Pardon me, any kids out there that can't say that. I'm sorry, or any parents that heard that. I apologize. Please don't leave a bad comment. Just kidding. Okay, anyway, so I already talked about movement and all that. That's a note that I have written. I never do notes, but I had to for Splatoon. I need to be concise and speak well, which I don't think I'm doing. I'm just kind of like speaking as if I'm explaining, like if I were teaching or something. But so the other thing I guess next is like the Miiverse. Like we're just talking about like not retrospective, just like remembering like what was going on at the time. So the Miiverse and really the community in general for Splatoon, but specifically here the Miiverse, dude. The Miiverse is one of the funniest things ever. Not because of all the stupid dumb stuff that you'd see on it, but like meaning the bad stuff, but just like seeing how people interacted and the stuff that they said. And even something as simple as like the react system where you give it a yeah, like instead of a like. And the facial expression of the poster, whatever they chose, was also the expression of the reactor. And I always thought that was really funny. So like if the poster was like winking, like anyone that reacted to it was also like, me too, bro, I'm winking too. And it's like, kids love that stuff. I mean, look at Twitch chat where they all spam the same emote. Like it is funny. It's actually funny. So the Miiverse and its posts and like the drawings people would do and the comments they would say and like all of that, it was so Splatoon because it was so like childish. Like it was kids and teens and young adults like all just like sharing whatever thought or whatever, you know, drawing or what, like, and it was cool. It was like, it added personality, you know, and then you'd see that stuff like show up in the games, like the drawings, and like all the squids in the plaza would say stuff. Like when you'd go look at them, you could look at their gear, you could look at, like you could order their gear, I think. You could add them as a friend. Like I got friend requests, I remember. One of the earliest ones was like, I think it was a Japanese kid, and it was like, I had fun playing with you. And that's all it said, and I had like a little smiley emote, or you know, like a complex one. And I was like, that's so nice. And like we never played together, and you know, I think about like, dang, where's that kid today? Or like, you know, any of the friends that I made, like where are they today? And it was kind of like it came and it gone, or I said that wrong. Came and gone, came and went. I'm having a moment. I'm sorry, gamers. I was kind of watching the footage in the background to see like, what am I doing? But anyway, no, I mean, the Miiverse experience was something to behold, and Nintendo chickened out and like didn't want to hire like a moderator, I guess, so they just gave up on it. But it was a great idea, and you know, like obviously don't go be weird on the Miiverse, like don't be a freak, but like there's nothing wrong with what it was, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I have a skewed opinion about that, but I think it contributed greatly to like the Wii U as a whole. Wasn't it on the 3DS? I don't know, but and to the game in general. It was a part of the experience, and it was a good experience. It was like a wholesome experience. It was like a good time, and there was troublemaking, sure, but like dude, kids make trouble. Like, come on, let's be real. So, you know, you don't have to allow it. You can delete it if you're Nintendo, but I'll get off it. So the Splatoon community, I'm going to be the first to say I really do not like online communities at all. I typically am pretty critical of how people act and the little groups they form. And I'm not going to get into it, but there's something that I call like internet soft that I really don't like. And you'd think that like a cute artsy game like Splatoon is going to have that, but no. I mean, it seems that the coolness overrode the pretty aspect of the game, and everyone that was like interested in Splatoon for the most part that contributed artistically or otherwise, like made videos, you know, whatever. I'm specifically talking about like people that would do illustrations, but like everyone that was into this game was for the most part like a calm and cool person, and they didn't really have any like anything to say other than like, hey, here's the game, like I drew something, check this out. And I'm not talking about like posting, I just mean like no one made a weird personality around Splatoon and then like used it as a soapbox, or no one like tried to use Splatoon and tweak it in a way that like worked for it was just like, we're celebrating Splatoon, like here's a drawing I made of a squid, here's like a funny thing about like, it looks like a manga page and it's a guy with a roller about to like slam someone, like just like dumb stuff like that. Or like, look, I drew like a really nice looking like hand-drawn squid and pens, you know, like that's great. You know, that type of stuff was all over the place, and like you wouldn't hear people saying like, oh my gosh, like I don't know like why this community is so this or that, you know, like there was no drama, there was no like, okay, basically think about like the difference between like Homestuck or like Undertale, like it's because I know kids these days like they don't know Homestuck, but think about like the type of people in that community, like the complete 180 of like what Splatoon is, like totally chill, totally awesome, like never any trouble, even in you know, some of the I don't think this, but dare I say darker corners of the internet, you know, like kind of where I started to become more aware of Splatoon, you know, like pretty chill time, pretty calm, pretty much just like let's talk and play Splatoon, like that's it. And I really appreciate that about this community. Team Fortress is a little weird. It's very close, where like people are just dumb and they don't take it too seriously, and they try to have fun. You know, there's always weirdos like the man versus machine guys, like holy crap. But you know, no, this game like definitely probably one of if not the best like groups to game with. Like just I have like pretty much nothing but good things to say. So that plus the Miiverse, like there was nothing here that was like pushing you out. Everything was just like, come play, bro. You know, like not that you needed to play all the time, just that it's a great place to game. Like get on Splatoon, and even if you don't interact with anyone, great time. And then another thing too, I don't know if I'd call this wise. It works. I think I like it, and in fact I will say I do like it. I'm just trying to think of if it could be expanded, but basically the communication system in Splatoon, being Booyah and Come On, are like, it's different in other countries, but Booyah is so freaking funny. Like it works in like so many situations because it almost sounds like sarcastic, but it's not. And then Come On can be like here, come over here, or like what the F are you doing? Like, again, parents and children, I'm sorry for saying that, but like, you know what I'm talking about. Like you only need two and it works, and you can spam them, and that's awesome, but don't be annoying. I think the game shuts you up if you spam too much, but like the only other thing I could think of would be like another one or two, but no, Booyah and Come On. Press down for Booyah, press up for Come On. That's all you need. It's working. I love it. It's really funny. Does the L button do anything in that game, or is it like only swim? Like, I don't remember. I was trying to think like what other things didn't get used. Like left and right didn't get used, and what else didn't get used? But whatever. Okay. I'll go ahead and change the song now. I'll put on like Tentacular Circus, or apparently it's called Turquoise October, but I never knew it by that name. This is one of the experimental weird songs. Kind of sounds like a JSR song, but not my favorite one, but you know, just felt like it kind of fits in the background, if you will. Okay, so game modes and whatnot, why don't we talk about that? So there's 4 technically, I mean 5, but no one played Splat Dojo or whatever it's called. Like, I would have loved to, but I never got to. And I still can. Hey, it still works, but never got to. So Turf War, if the game only existed with Turf War, I don't think I would think it was as good of a game. It's a great backbone. Turf War is basically like the bare minimum of what Splatoon can be. It's the easiest to understand, and it is fun. It is fun, and it's not just deathmatch. It's like there is a goal, which is good. I think shooters, when you have a goal, is awesome. Like, would you rather play deathmatch or would you rather play capture the flag? Because capture the flag is basically deathmatch with another goal. So like, what do you want to do, right? I mean, they have different win conditions, but it's like, do you want to shoot or do you want to shoot and go get a flag? Like, what do you want to do? So, let's see. I just had to check OBS, I apologize. The game modes were great on top of what Turf War was, like the competitive modes. So Splat Zones, just, you know, typical, like, basically King of the Hill, or like control point if you want to call it that, but it is King of the Hill because you have to control both. I really appreciated how there was like a penalty timer, I think, if that's what you want to call it. You could not... Sorry, I'm skipping the video here because there's nothing happening. You could not just steamroll and get away with it if like the other team captured. Like, you got punished a little bit if you couldn't hold it down all the way. You know what I mean? Like, if you were not capable of getting the full 100 seconds or whatever, I forget. And it wasn't actually 100. It was like the timer was fast. Then you got like a penalty put on you, so that way the other team had a chance to catch up. I really like in games where it's not like you get 10 minutes into it, like Dota, for example, and you can just say like, well, we lost. Now I got to spend 30 minutes sitting in base. Like, if you're not going to try. I like when there's the ability to come back. You know, the guys that are clearly better need to be able to win. So it shouldn't be like, oh, bro's, like, you're almost there. Oh, never mind, this like weird dumb mechanic kicked in and you just lost because like we said so to make it fair. No, like the better team should win, but I think that the penalty timer works because like if you're so good, then do it again, right? And then you do, and then like there you go. But it gives the enemy a chance to catch up, and I appreciate that. So Splat Zones is probably like the more underwhelming one, if you want to call it that, only because you're not moving around the map very dynamically. Like you're kind of just hanging around one very specific spot, and it's usually the middle, you know. So but I do like it. It is fun, although I will say I don't want to play museum zones ever again, because that is like every rotation was like museum zones. And by the way, gamers, remember rotations. It's kind of weird. I'll briefly speak about rotations. I like the concept because it gives you a chance to chill. Like you go in, you play, you've had your fun on the maps, and then you're like, okay, that was fun. I'll play again in a couple hours. You know, like, and hey, guess what? You can charge your gamepad. Wow. So don't complain about the battery. I mean, I don't know. There will be better batteries in the future for you to buy, or like a hydrogen fuel cell or some crap. I don't know. So shut up about the battery. Just be sure it doesn't blow up, because apparently people have had their lithium batteries blow up in their gamepad. So, you know, go look in your box and make sure there's not like an acid bath happening. Okay, enough. Rotation's interesting. I'm okay with it. Maybe 3 maps would have been better, but you know, whatever. Maybe. I mean, there's 16 maps. So like, you don't want to have everything wear out its welcome, but it worked. It worked. Oh my gosh, I fell in the water. Okay, but let's get back to game modes. So Tower is the next one that I'll talk about. Tower's payload, basically, right? Or like, it's kind of like payload race, but there's only one. So it's like neutral payload. There is a mode in which it's called, but I don't know. It's an escort mode, and never mind. I won't make the joke because I know I've already made the parents mad enough. So it wasn't going to be that bad, I promise. So basically the ice cream truck, as we called it, because it would make a jingle, it moved at a steady rate based on how many people were on it. That's another great thing. Fantastic. It forces people to not just be around the tower, to be on the tower, right? That's awesome. It's the same thing with Team Fortress and control points, or the cart, the payload in that mode. The more people, the better. You are forcing players to be around the objective and like not go spawn camp, basically. Like I appreciate that. That's not the whole reason, but it's to get the team close together, so that way, like, if there's 4 people on it, then like all it takes is one good shot and you can get most of them, if not all of them. And there's a little like pole in the middle that you can hide behind. Oh dude, I've lived so many times behind that pole where someone throws a grenade and I'm like, nope, going around the pole. That is so good. Like that was so smart to add the freaking pole. So it's good, it's fun, it's a mode I found myself throwing my body at, basically, where like my body was not ready to get inked, but I had to do it because we needed to keep the cart pushed, so that way you don't see like we lost the lead like you do right now where it's 47-48. That made me so mad, dude, where it's like, dude, I need to just do one. Come on, I need to go up by 1, please, and you're in overtime. Like right now, check this out. Holy crap. I don't remember. This day I remember was not so good. Oh, we took the lead. Okay, good. But I remember a lot of losses, and then I remember there was one awesome dunk right at the end. We'll talk about that if I remember. But so yeah, tower, very fun. I like that the tower was guided and it would go up like weird ways. Like I remember on Moray towers, it would go up the side of the like vertical spot, wouldn't it? I forget actually. Maybe I might be wrong on that, but I do remember like it forced up weird ways and you had to think differently about where you're going to take your fights. And, people would bring weapons accordingly, which I guess is also good when it comes to the rotation stuff, because like it lets people have a couple hours of like this weapon, and then it's like, oh, okay, maybe I should change my gear, because like people in real life do that. They change their freaking clothes in the middle of the day for some reason. But whatever. Anyway, so towers, good mode. I liked it. Not my favorite, but it was good. Now my favorite, obviously, there's one left, is Rainmaker. Duh, dude. Rainmaker was awesome. Rainmaker was like a football, basically. But no, it's like Pastime. And dude, Pastime's awesome. No, I keep comparing it to Team Fortress. Like, it is a very team-oriented game. Splatoon, because it has the word platoon in it, right? Platoon. But it's Splatoon because you don't say I splutted, you say I splatted. You idiots. Just like you don't say calamari when you go to order squid, which, by the way, if you do, you're a psycho. You say calamari. So, shut up. It's Mari. Callie and Mari. Okay, anyway, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Rainmaker. Okay, so the Brain Straker, it basically, what mode do you even compare it to? It's like Capture the Flag, and it's like Pastime, and it's like, dare I even say Manpower? Like, you get a unique weapon and it's really overpowered, but only kind of. Like, it shoots out in a cone. Like, it's super narrow, so like if someone flanks you, it's hard to hit them. Like, imagine if it was just one big wide roller sized like alley of ink that you shot immediately. Dude, it would be busted. Like, having it be this conical, like, expanding line of ink was really smart. Like, your team needs to be around you. You can't carry the game by yourself. You need to run the Rainmaker to the end. I don't know if it's called the Rainmaker. I think it is, right? The thing you hold is the Rainmaker. But it's like, it's such a good idea. Like, there's basically nothing I would choose to change about it. The only thing I think I would ever say about any of the modes would be like the timer. Like, I wish maybe just in private battles there was a no time limit mode, right? Where it was just like, figure it out, guys. Like, you got this. Having a timer on the Rainmaker is also a good idea. Like, if you carry it too long, it forces a drop. I think it returns to the middle. That's really smart. Like, so you can't get super far and then camp the Rainmaker. Like, they thought about it. Dude, this is Nintendo's first time, apparently. Not really. I mean, they've made shooters, you know, like on the Super Nintendo with the Super Scope, but like, that doesn't count. This is their first proper multiplayer shooter, and they did a great job. And I think that's a little thing called playtesting. So, it is such an interesting mode. It's such a fun mode. It like... In all of these modes, by the way, you're laying down ink, you're swimming in it. It's not like, oh, it doesn't matter because, like, you know, we don't need to cover the most surface. No, covering surface is still important because you're denying them, positioning, and you're giving yourself positioning. You know, so it's like that. This is what I mean by it integrates so seamlessly into the gameplay. Like, it really is like an amazing system that... Like, how is this not thought of earlier? Like, it's so good. Like, I know I say like, I'm sorry, it's in my DNA apparently, but no, it is such a like an amazing game. But yeah, Rainmaker definitely the best mode. I don't really know that I have any more things to say about it. Like, oh, okay, I do. Feeling the dunk. Oh my gosh. Like, where you go up and like you're swimming out of the ink and the game's programmed to make your character put it up over their head and slam it down. That is so juicy. Like, it's not the most juicy thing I've ever done in a game, but it is tasty. Like, all the explosions and like the screen shakes and the bubble bursting, like everything in this game is just like, oh my gosh. You know what I mean? Like, it's a good time. We'll just say that much. So, why don't I change the music again? I've been doing like 15 minutes each, basically. You know this one? Alright, yeah, you do. This is one of the better songs. I didn't think I was going to be talking this long. I apologize. I thought I was not even going to get through all the songs. But, yeah, so... the only other thing I suppose I could talk about, and I guess it's a good segue, would be like the Splatfest mode, but it's just Turf War, right? But, it felt higher stakes. Like, it only because you had teams, if you will, it felt like it was like you need to contribute more than like, oh, I'm just having fun. Like, you're like, oh, okay, this is serious Turf War. And it was at night and there were fireworks and like, that was so cool. Dude, Splatfests were such a good idea. Like, I've always been a proponent of like, well, I won't say always, and I kind of question it because you can overdo this. But events in games with repetition. So don't have stupid dailies. Don't have like, you know, like repeatable dumb stuff. Like okay, have repeatable dumb stuff every now and then. And that's what a Splatfest was like, it's not the exact same, like you play it the same, but like what you were doing was different. It's not like Orange Juice where, okay, it's the same event, like 100% Orange Juice is what I'm talking about. The same event again for like the 9,000th time. You know, it's like, no, it's the same gameplay, which, you know, is okay, but it's for a different purpose, if you will. Pardon me, I'm dropping frames right now on OBS. So yeah, Splatfests were very interesting. They were like, it changed the visuals, obviously, it changed the music, it changed the feeling of the game, it changed like the community changed because you'd see the posts become different. Like, that was another great thing about the Miiverse. When the Splatfests came, and since they were, quote, seasonal, the culture changed as well because they started basing things around it. Just like how you see artists on the internet change what they draw or whatever, whoever's doing whatever, it changes around the season, right? And it gives you something extra to think about. Very, very cool idea. I really like it. I think having a reason to come in and play a mode that normally isn't played by all the sweaty people is great. I think it's just it's just dandy. I forget, could you not play ranked during a Splatfest? I forget. It didn't matter. It didn't matter because we were gonna all play the mode anyway, so it doesn't matter. But I think you could do privates, which was nice. And I wish during Splatfests you could play the maps at night in a private match. Maybe you could, I don't know, but I wish. Okay, anyway, let's see, is there anything else on that? No, I guess we'll just talk about Splatfests now. So, I have a list. There's the signal, Booyan, come on. The tentacles, too, they like flap. Or is it because she has special? I forget. There's a GIF I'm seeing on the Inkypedia or whatever of like the squid like saying Booyah, and she like pumps her fists and then raises the gun up and she's like smiling. The expressions in this game are so funny, dude. And they snap too. It's like old games where, you know, they didn't have like dynamically moving faces. Everything snapped to like an animation and or like a face, like a texture almost. Okay, so anyway, Splatfests. Here we go. Okay, so the North American ones, well, they were all different, except for two, which was Fancy Party and Costume Party, and then Callie and Mari. But let's see, the North American one, I might have joined around either Marshmallow and Hot Dog or Autobot and Decepticon, I think. I forget. I really do forget. But anyway, they started like, you know, silly, like whatever, like pretty easy, like cats versus dogs, like that's pretty easy. Dogs won. What can I say? Roller coaster versus water slide, that's like kind of a unique one, but whatever. Marshmallows and hot dogs, like it's camping themed, right? That's when Triggerfish came out, I think. Then they started to get a little bit more like abstract, if you will. I was reading and thinking about it. There's SpongeBob versus Patrick, which is insane, dude. Like Nickelodeon crossover for real. Like that was the best thing they could. One of the best things they could have done was like, dude, it feels like a 90s show, like a cartoony and crazy, like how SpongeBob was. And then they got a crossover, and it's like, that is flipping awesome. Same thing with like the Squid Girl Ikamusume thing, like that's great. They did Autobots and Decepticons, like, dude, that's because they made a deal with Nickelodeon. They were testing the waters, right? But still funny and cool that they did it. And then like Pokemon Red and Blue, that's easy because that was like Nintendo, you know. That was another, that actually was not, well, yeah, I guess worldwide, because Red and Green was for Japan, but it's Red and Blue for us and Europe, so, and Oceania or whatever, it's freaking Australia. But the way it worked, you know, having like popularity matter and then also like how hard you go matter was really funny. It's just silly, like, it doesn't mean anything, but that's what I mean. Like, it's dumb kids getting hyped over like stupid crap. That's funny. That's like, you want to get in on that and go nuts and go crazy and have a good time and, you know, like, play around. That's all this game is. You're playing around. You're having fun. This game's fun. That's the theme of this game. It's fun. So, I definitely remember like talking to people I knew who had the game about like what they think is cool, why it isn't, who's gonna win, what team you're on. Like, I remember there was a Discord server I was in that you could get like a role assigned to you and it would change like the color of your name. Like, it's just dumb. And then you'd squad up with your bros and then, you know, head in for some this wasn't a term yet, but juicy dubs, you know, because that's what kids would say now on like Splatoon 3 or something. So and then anyway, yeah, dude, Team Mari, we won, like, obviously, big winner. I really like Callie a lot. I think maybe in hindsight, like, maybe I would have been on Team Callie, but, like, I think Mari was funnier, so, like, I just went with her. Callie's like an airhead. But the thing is like, their personalities, like when you're in the single player, they are different. Like they're not even like flanderized in the when they're like doing their idol role. They're just like they put on characters, and then like on their own they're similar but not exactly. Like Mari isn't like cold, she's kind of like nervous almost, and then Callie goes from like dumb to like just excitable and fun. Like she's excitable in the idol, but you know, she's like, I don't know if I'd say wild, I don't know how to put it. Like gamers, I mean you may know what I'm trying to talk about here, but anyway, yeah, I found it interesting that like other countries got other fests as well. Like they got things that like we didn't here in the States, and it would have been interesting if we got some. Like maybe if they did, like they gave us ones that we might understand, you know, or like even just give us like let the news report at the beginning explain what like red kitsune udon is, you know, like tell us, like, and try to get like have the kids be like, what the fudge, like what, I don't even know what team I should be on, you know, like try to. But there's certain things like the candy one for or no, and the ramen one too. I think they were copyrighted like for 7-Eleven or something, or the tuna and mayonnaise and red salmon. I think that was also a 7-Eleven one. But dude, but I like that. Like they got I don't care about brands. Let me say it. Like if I see Coke in a movie, I don't care. But I think it's funny that like they got brands in Splatoon. Like that's actually funny because the kids care about, or like, you know, fashionable kids, they care about brands and stuff. And like having that like representation where you're like, yeah, bro, like I do hit up 7-Eleven and I do get the tuna and mayo roll. Like, no, you don't. Shut up. First of all, weeb. But second, no, it just fits. Like it doesn't feel forced. It feels like it makes sense, and it's like, dude, no way that they got that. Like SpongeBob versus Patrick was actually insane to me. Like I was like, there's no way they did that. That's crazy. But they did. Oh, yeah, and then lemon and milk tea. That was another copyright one. They did a lot of like random copyright ones. But yeah, when they got Ikamusume, dude, perfect crossover. Like that was. It's weird too. That book, if you will, is old. Like from like 2006. You know, the series started back then, and I think it ended like in like 2016 or something, so they just caught it at the tail end. But like great crossover, like perfect, they did it right. Okay, I hope yeah, it still says it's going, so okay, so a couple more things here to talk about, I guess, just because I have notes. Maybe I'll change the music over too. This isn't going to be very long, but I'm going to put this on. This is like the background music in Inkopolis. Here. It's too loud. I don't know. Some of them are loud. And you're probably not going to be able to hear them too well, but like, I don't care. Okay, so, and then we'll put on High Color Evolution or Incantation or whatever it's called. I forget. I have the names in Splatoon on iTunes, but I forget, like, those are the Japanese names, and they're different from the American names or whatever. So, just to go through the list, that's me. Hi. And I think Bailey goes outside with me, too. I took her out. Just because I have it in the notes here, I'll say my favorite fest. I mean, maybe like Pokemon Blue or like Callie and Mari. Like, you know, like realistically, that was probably the one I cared the most about. I don't know that any of them would have mattered to me otherwise. Like, I don't think I would have cared to be around for cats versus dogs, but like, you know, probably Callie and Mari. Okay, anyway, You do get quite a few genres in these little like weird backing tracks, I'll say that. Very interesting. Like very diverse, I'll say. Okay, let's see. This one's so funny. I'm looking at my notes. I am a little lost. Okay, I see like playing fests and then like hackers too. So we saw one, like there was footage of a hacker earlier. It was always really interesting to see. Usually they wouldn't go crazy. Like normally you'd see an Octoling, and normally it was bad too because like you could get banned if you were in the match with the Octoling. But you know, you'd see people fly around in like debug mode or whatever, like going crazy. Normally you didn't. There were only a couple matches. I have some recorded of it, but normally that's not what you get. It was just cool to see. You're like, whoa, an Octoling. And I think they were planned, but never implemented to be playable because the model is basically a parallel of the Inkling. So it would have been interesting, but I don't know why they didn't. Maybe because there was no like male Octoling or something. I don't know. Yeah, wait, how do they do that? Are there male Octolings? And yeah, there are, right? They have the weird like eyeliner too, right? In Splatoon 2. I don't know. That crap sucks. Who cares? Okay. So favorite maps. Boy, oh boy, dude. So I would say like offhand Camp Triggerfish. Only because of the setting. It's fun to play on, but it's really good. Like, there's just something about it. Like, there's a level in the single player that has theming around it, like the kind of like campy native stuff, but it's not like exact, you know. Let's see. I think like Warehouse was the first one I played on, and I kind of saw that as like the original map, even though I knew it wasn't. Marijuana Mall, that's like always what it got called. That's a great one. Port I really like. Skate Park I really like, but not a lot of modes were on that. I think Tower and this is the best backing track by the way. Tower and Zones. And then Rainmaker you could do in a private match, but it was a really short map, so it was easy to win on. Depot's great. Towers is iconic. Everyone loves it. I kind of don't like when you're playing an objective, it's fun. The zones were like way up the side of the building though, right? Like if they were both in the middle, that would suck. But like I think they're up the tower. You have to get both. Heights is fun. I remember when they added that. Bridge was freaking awesome. Museum. I remember when it was Museum and Resort came out, right? At the same time. And those were great. Like, Museum is kind of like the default, like, map, if you will. Like, I think the most, like, people have the most fun on that, where basically every weapon works. Resort, close second for Resort, actually. That's, like... Dude, it looks like a place where, like, they're gonna Nickelodeon gack you. Like, it literally looks like that could be Orlando Studios, Florida, you know? Like, that... this freaking game. And then Pit and Anchovy, like, they're okay. I was a little let down by the last two, but they're still fun to play. Like, they actually are fun to play on. One, I guess, is, like... I never understood Pit, but Pit is, like, a filming location. And then Games is, you know, it's like a dev studio, but like they're all good. Rig is awesome, dude. People don't like Rig. I love Rig. I wish the back area of Rig got used more. It's interesting. Like you do need to use it in Turf War, but it's only like a weird, like think in Team Fortress in Badwater Basin. By the second point on the other side of the buildings, there's that big open area with like the fencing around it and the health pack like way off in the corner. That's kind of what Rig is. It's like a non-central area, and no one really goes back there, but sometimes they do. And I wish more people did. Okay, maybe we'll just turn on the lobby song again, because like that was banging. Okay, yeah. So the maps, like. 16, pretty good. I think the game had 8, right? It didn't come with 6, did it? Let me see. Did they actually add like that many later? But no, I think that's like a great amount. They were all good. They all played well. They were all fun. There was really no like, oh crap, I don't want to play this one type map, you know? The symbol for Splatoon is just the S, and the other is 2 and 3 on the other. That's weird. Okay. Okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? What? No way. There were only 5 maps? Are you serious? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoa, okay. So Port came in June, Dome came in June, Bluefin came in June, Towers came in July, Heights... Okay, yeah, I think... So I must add a Wii U earlier, because I remember when Triggerfish got added. Huh. Okay, I'd have to look it up. Okay, anyway. Wow. I'm surprised at that. Okay, that's fine. Whatever, I can get off it now. I already talked about why Rainmaker is the best. So clothes. I played in the default clothes for a while, just because like I tend to do that with cosmetics where I don't use them. And then I did change because they have the effect on gear, or sorry, they have effect on stats. So I did not talk about that at the beginning, but that is another amazing thing, is sometimes you gotta choose function over fashion, right? Like you saw a lot of nerds do that with, what was it? Like the rice hat, I think, and there was a shirt that I remember I was like, dude, that looks so bad. Why do people wear that? But it was because like they were trying to stat max, you know, like certain brands had certain percentages where like you were more likely to get a sub stat if you used a certain brand. So you'd see people rocking like weird outfits. But then like in my case, it was like fashion over function, because like, which I never do, ever, not even in real life, but like sometimes you got to do it, you know, like you're in Splatoon, like dude, you got to be fresh, like what are you talking about? So I just put on whatever, and I remember looking through the gear and I was thinking like, okay, I should use that because that is cool, but it also works. And I think that's how I arrived at like the shades, the sweater, and like the soccer shoes, I think they are. I never knew they were like supposed to be soccer shoes. I just thought they were like decorated cool, but I think they're cleats. Like the orange and blue cleats, I was like, that's pretty Splatoon-y, like orange and blue. And then the sweater I just thought was cool, and the shades was like, that's awesome. And everyone else thinks so too, because, you know, like, I remember when that picture got taken, like, it got more than a few replies, and it's just, like, become, like, to me, like, whenever I see that picture, it's like, that sums up, like, the cool aspect of Splatoon. It's very simple, but it's like, oh yeah, you know? The song end? Yeah, it's at the end. Okay, so now we'll turn this back on. Okay, because we're almost done. Okay, so anyway, let's see, what's next here? So kind of the same reason as like the clothes, or actually, no, we'll back up. At one point, I remember I was wearing the Ika shoes, the school outfit, and I think the headphones. I think. I might have even used the pin, like that it comes with the amiibo, but like the hairpin. Maybe not. That's a good outfit too, like the school outfit. It's like she gets a skirt. It's weird because like all of them, like there's no like I can't think of the word, spats or whatever, like the sport short stuff, like those. There's no change for those in the game, but then like you get a skirt over it if you choose like the school outfit, which is weird. The boy doesn't, if you're curious. I already know. And And I imagine most everyone knows. I don't know, I had to make a differentiation there, but okay, whatever. Let's see. I had the shoes, and then at some other point, I know I had the headphones on, and I think I had some other random shirt. Like, there's probably footage of me going through my gear, and you would see, like, what I used. But I think that the gear at the very end that I had equipped for, like, years and years was the only gear that I ever, like, opened slots on. Right? Because that's what you'd use the snails for. Is either the snails, you'd re-roll your gear, or you would open slots, I think, right? And then I never cared to re-roll. I was just like, well, I got what I got. Like, to me, it's like, okay, here's the stuff I got, and it works. Like, it's giving me bonuses, like, in small ways. So, like, I get a little here, a little there, like, that's fine, I'm okay, I don't need to, like, be a nerd. And I just hoarded all the snails and all the currency. I was just like, whatever. So, I never bought weapons I didn't want to use. I was gonna go and buy all of them at the very end. And all the gear, I think I was trying to get all the gear. I never ended up doing it. Never got the S+, yeah, I know, whatever. I heard that sucked, though, so, like, I don't even mind, but... S was, like, safe. Like, once you got to S and you played in squads, you could not D-rank. And I was like, okay, like, I'm done. I'm okay in S. You know, it's fine with me. And you still get matched up with S+, so it didn't even matter. I think, right? Maybe not? I don't know. Okay. That was another good thing. Like, being able to squad up, that was good. Like, that was important to be able to squad. Okay, let's see, what else? So, weapons was like Tentatech splatter shot for a while, and then that NZAP 85, because it was the gray one, not the orange. Just like, in real life, the gray came first, so I liked it. I tried using a brush, like, the frickin' cheap, like, what's the Octo brush? What's the smallest one? I tried. And I think you need to change your gear if you're going to use that, like, realistically. But I never was good with brushes. I think I used a roller a couple times. I thought they were overpowered, so I didn't like them. I remember trying to use the 96 Gal Deco and it was busted because I wanted to see what that was like, but I think I jumped too much is my problem. I wanted to use the Squiffer, but I wasn't good at it. I tried using the Bamboozler, I wasn't good at it. I think I bought the gold Bamboozler one. I was like, oh, dude, that's so cool, but, like, no. I never used the Splattershot Pro. I probably would have ended up using that if I had decided to ever change my weapon, but I never did. I need to drink water here. Okay. Do squids drink water? Like, lore-wise? I don't know. So let's see. I don't know. I mean, I don't think I ever used, like, maybe in a game or two I used, like, the E-liter, like, the scoped ones. But no, it was pretty much, like, after a while I just started using the hero charger. And it's not like I only care about sniping, but I think I really only picked it just because it looks like an M4 silenced. Like, I just was like, that is really funny that that's in the game. And, like, the M4, like... Okay, real quick, M4 versus AK, like, survival situation, like, probably AK, but, like, if you ask me, like, which one would you actually want more, it'd be an M4, like, or an M16, whatever. Like, in a normal, everyday situation, like, if you had to have one in a cabinet, M4, but, like, AK for, like, because there's just so much ammo out there. Okay, anyway, enough being stupid, parents. Sorry to teach your kids about that stuff. Let's see. It just looked cool and it was fun to use. Like, I liked that it got bomb rush, and then I liked that it was, like, pretty close range. Like, it had good range, right? It wasn't a Squiffer or, like, a Bamboozler, but it still kind of made you get in there, right? And I thought the charge time on it was pretty good. Like, you could get some splats. Like, I had damage up, so it was like you didn't have to full charge to get stuff. And if you really needed to get out of jail free, then you got the bomb rush, right? Or just a normal one of the grenades, which I preferred. I did not really like the splat bombs or whatever they're called, like the water balloons. Like, they were okay. I just never was good at them. There's Hannah. Probably because I was being loud in the video and she came to check and see what I was up to. She hasn't done that today. Apparently I've been pretty quiet because she's still laying down. Bailey came and saw me earlier. I don't know if you heard her come over, but anyway, yeah, there was no real reason aside from, like, I liked how it looked and I started using it, and I hardly ever saw anyone else use it, and then I just thought, like, I got good enough with it and I want to keep using it. And it's kind of like, oh fudge, the camera got knocked over. That was my current phone, the iPhone 6s. So yeah, it was like not a lot of people were using it. You know, same thing like with the gear. Like, no one was using the shades because, like, the 30-second boost at the end was lame. But okay, so they worked if the score was below 32. So it was like, if you're losing, then you come online, but if you're winning, you don't need it, right? Like, it only comes in, it kicks in, you get bonuses when you're about to, like, lose. And I was like, well, that's okay. Like, I know I could have something work full-time, like Inksaver or whatever, but, you know, I'm not struggling with anything else, or at least I don't feel like I'm missing anything. So I'm just going to use the glasses because they're cool. And then the shirt, I was like, out of all the damage shirts, this is the coolest one. And then the shoes, I don't even remember what the shoes do. I think it's like swim speed or something. You can see it in the video. Here, let me skip. Here. Yeah, this one took a while. It's Inksaver. Okay, so yeah, I never really... Here, I'll try to show you this whole match then. I never cared. I was just like, whatever. Like, the shoes are cool, so, like, I'm just gonna put them on. Okay, let's see. Is that it on weapons? I guess there's no bad weapon. Okay, there's weapons that are definitely, yeah, easier to use, but I mean, like, there's no weapon that, like, sucks, I guess. There's no special that sucks. There's no, like, I know people make tier lists on this and whatnot, and, like, what's meta or whatever, but, like, dude, go have fun. Like, shut up. The Splatling guns were awesome, too. Those are, like, really, really cool. Yeah, like, just lots of fun stuff to play with in this game. Like, just generally great time to be gaming, you know? So, very cool. Very cool right there on the screen. Sometimes I'd game. Like, I'm not the best gamer ever. Like, my motor skills aren't the best, I guess. Like, I can't move the gamepad or move the mouse, like, how I want to sometimes, but, like, sometimes I lock in, you know? I know generally what I should be doing, but sometimes I goof, you know? I'm a person, so... Anyway, private matches is the next thing on the list. I had more than a few, actually, and if you've never been in one, you get put on 2 teams. I think you only get 2 colors. There's never a color change, I don't think, but it's Team Alpha and Team Bravo, which I think is funny. That it's using, like, the, what is it? The alphanumeric language or something? I forget what it's called, but, like, the military speak. You know, again, like, dumb kids, like, trying to be cool, like, okay, you're Alpha team and you're Bravo team, like, playing a game, being dumb. And then it's orange and blue, but I've never seen, like, box art orange and blue fight each other, I don't think. But that's what private battles should have been. Maybe like the dojos like that, I don't know. But yeah, no random colors as far as I remember. I'd like it if you could set your team color, or at least, like, choose what the 2 are, because, like, there's a pattern where they need to oppose, like, they need to stand out. You can't have, like, blue and blue. But anyway, yeah, I had some great private matches with friends. Like, we would pick weird weapons. That's right, you could change your weapons in the lobby. I think you could change your gear. Excuse me. And then you could choose what team you want to be on. There was a lobby leader, and they would get to choose the map and the game mode. You could choose all 4 game modes. I kind of wish they had, like, a balloon mode, honestly. That would have been kind of cool. But, like, it gives you a reason to play, you know, one-on-one, so whatever. Let's see, what else? We definitely played on, like, the quote banned maps, meaning like you can't play skate park Rainmaker, but we did, because like you can choose it in private. Like they just said like, okay, if you want to, you can. And we did that. Like we played Rainmaker on Rig. We played no, I think that's on there normally, right? Or is it Tower? Like there's something where on Rig you can't do, I think. Is this the moment right here? No, I thought it was. Okay. There's all types of stuff you can't do. I mean, it's not super limited. There's just a few maps that didn't ever get like modes in ranked that like you can play on, but we did that in private. But we just had fun. Like we would, I wouldn't even be in a Discord call. I'd just be playing, but we'd like come back and talk to each other like after the matches, like nice, and like generally like no one got upset with each other. You know, like sometimes it's like, dude, you're being a freaking noob, and it's probably me. There's footage of me. I have a webm where I'm in it and I like save a Rainmaker game. Like it was someone I was playing with in a squad, and I have the footage of it. Like I saved the match, I think. But no, it was just like a good time. Like play with your friends, set it up how you want it, whatever map, whatever mode, whatever time, like come do it. That was good. Like that's where like friends lists and holy crap, that was scary. I was squid bagging. That's it is just good. Like that options are good. You know, sometimes like with colors, it's okay to be random, like whatever. But sometimes options are good. And I think like in private, options are great. Like have it however you want. Like in single player games, like dude, give players whatever option they want whenever. Okay, so anyway, that's it on private stuff. I think we're coming up to like the last match here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I see like the video time like getting close to the end here. Or the little like scroller, I don't know what you call it. Okay, so I talked about like, you know, this game kind of feels like Summer Vacation, like has that Mario Sunshine kind of feel. Okay, yeah, so basically we're here at the end then, because I talked about like the adolescent feeling too. I'm kind of just, I'm reading off the notes out loud, I'm sorry. I can't say for sure, but it kind of feels like in Splatoon 2 and 3, the feeling that I described is different. Like 3 is some weird like post-apocalyptic crap, and 2 is like the like chaos and order thing. I don't know. It seems like 2 is closer to 1. Like it was kind of like, it was a sequel, but since it was on the Switch, it had to be kind of like, hey, you missed Splatoon 1, so like here's this one, right? Like I don't know, that's basically everything on the Switch. It's just like they took off the Wii U and put it on the Switch, right? Like the only original thing I think is Mario Odyssey, but that probably was in development for the Wii U, probably. So, yeah, like I can't think of an original game. Like Tears of the Kingdom doesn't count. Like what came out on the Switch that wasn't already on the Wii U? And like what are the best-selling games on the Switch? Wii U games? Oh dang, that's crazy. All right. So, anywho, no, I think like 2 and 3 don't quite have that feeling that Splatoon 1 does. And I think part of what makes, at least to me, Splatoon good is its atmosphere, and I think it missed out on that. Now, like, you don't have to have it be the same game every single time. Like, I think that weird post-apocalyptic tweak is interesting. Like, what if instead it was like there's one squid and they kind of do venture out into the desert and they have their little weird freak guy, because I remember like you have to have like a little friend with you. And what if like the single player revolves around that? Like you left the urban areas and you're out like playing around on your own again, but like maybe at the end you figure out like it's cool out there, so you start your own maps out there. But no, they made it like the lores change and like everyone's cutting their tentacles and like it's all like desert punky. Like I mean, it's a cool setting, but it still needs to have that like goofy kid aspect to it, and I kind of feel like that is missing. Like, it doesn't feel like kids having fun, at least like what I've seen of it. I don't know anything about the story, or like, I know that like Callie, like something happens, dude. I'll just say that. I don't know. Like in Splatoon 2, and the idols are different. Like, I'm fine with Pearl and Marina and the other 3 freaks, but like, it's just like something doesn't feel the same. And I feel like too much change happened. Like, things got a little bit too far off base, but maybe it's just me. So I can't really comment a whole lot. Like I said, I've never played them and I haven't explored them like horribly long. Let me get you into this next game. Sorry. Let's see, where does it start? Okay. But my hopes... Well, I don't really have a hope for Splatoon 4, I guess, because, like, I ain't playing that. Okay, by the way, these colors are, like, the closest I think you can get to, like, proper blue versus orange, but it's not, like, box art orange, right? And I think the blue is too dark. There's a few variations of orange versus blue, and it's never box art, ever. Like, I have a list of all of them, or, like, a picture. But, anywho, so... the last thing I have here on the list is Splatoon in the later years. So I'll give a little bit of differentiation. So at the beginning of the video, I talked about like what it was like early on, right? Like how things were going in the Miiverse and all that. The Miiverse shut down while Splatoon was still up, and the little box out in the front was still there, but it didn't do anything anymore. Like you couldn't put stuff up on the Miiverse. You couldn't even put in your own drawings, dude. Like, give me a flip and break. But times changed. Like, people got better and they started to figure out what weapons they wanted. Like, I think S and S Plus got added as ranks, I think. I forget. But, you know, the game kind of, I won't say, like, in any way, like, became stale, but you saw less experimentation. And people kind of knew what they like. I mean, dude, I was already done experimenting. Like, I had wore the same clothes for like 10 years. But no, it was like, you can't be taken seriously if you're going to go around the brush. Or like, you know, people are going to hunt you down for that. They know what's good. They know how to hide. They know how to jump. They know when to flank. They know, like, I'll say this, the teams never got better. Like, people still would go brain off mode in this game, which is insane. Like, I used to see that happen in Team Fortress where like people didn't know like how to push the cart. And you know, the pub push joke is around. Like, now they learn, now they figured it out. But they, I don't know, in this game, like sometimes would just go flatline and not know what the frick is going on. And it, oh wait, that's the wrong video, sorry. This is the right video. Okay, they just go like brain off. I don't know how to describe it. But no, that's a different story. Which is one I'm sure I want to talk about, but I won't. What I mean though is like the matches got like a little bit more like you knew what to expect, if you will. Like what weapons, what tactics, what this, what that. Like there wasn't a lot of screw around room. It was just like good players versus good players, which in a way is good, but I like when there's nonsense like this. Check this out. Oh my gosh, that was it. That was the last moment in Splatoon for me that I ever did. Because after this, I turned the game off and I was done. I talk about it now, like about what happened, but this was the last match I played online. That's so weird to me. Like, look at this. Like, this moment I have with this other player here. I don't know who they are, where they are, what they're doing. But, like, we work together. Like, we're both like, go, 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 go. And, like, he turns around to help me. And that guy, like, paints that for me. And he's like, okay, go, go, go. And it's like, slam, yeah, booyah. You know, like, dude, I miss Splatoon. Like, I know you can play it on Pretendo, but, like, dude, I miss like you had to be there. This was like a little moment in time, and because games mattered to me, and because this game mattered to me, you know, I was there and I made it happen. And like stupid, like dude, this gun clips through freaking everything, like the glasses. And dude, she's fly. Honestly, I had a fly squid. You had to have a girl squid too. It was like, that's the main character of the game. I see someone walking around outside in the reflection of the little panel in the bottom left under the TV. Okay, so I'm getting sidetracked. At some point, I'm going to put the old footage back on just to like play it again to give you something to look at. But for the time being, you can watch what I do. I'll probably walk by in my freaking underwear. But that's it. I'm off, I think, after this, right? Why'd I get back in? Oh, no, I didn't. I went and got my 100 gold or whatever. Okay, enough sidetracking. Two completely different times. Like, I remember I put my Wii U in storage in 2017 because I moved, and then I didn't play again until like 2022 or 3, I think. Maybe 2021, but I think it was 2. And I'd only play it every now and then, but like even in like 2016 or 17, I don't know if I played in 17, but 2016, like it slowed down, right? Like people were still like getting the game, so you'd see noobs and whatnot, or people that like weren't done playing Splatoon, like they were still trying weapons and gear and whatnot. But no, at the very end, like in this video, this is 2023, September 15th, and it was different. Like it was just in S rank, it was people that like wanted to win. It wasn't like maybe they weren't as experienced. Good players and good players, and I know I already said that, but it went from like fun learning time to like hardcore gaming time. Not really hardcore, like, I mean, dude, the Japanese were hardcore with this game, but I don't know, it's interesting to see the change. And it would be interesting to see what the game is like on Pretendo, like if it is as like mixed bag at noobish as it used to be, or if people are jumping in and just being like, nope, I know what to do. But I'd be interested if you could play that game with a mouse and keyboard. I would be interested. I have my gamepad. There it is. No, I have my gamepad, and I could very easily just bust it out and, you know, let it charge like over on my nightstand. But, dude, where am I going right now? I don't know. Anyway, whatever. So, enough of my house. There's Hanny. I'll turn the old footage back on. Let's see, we're gonna have to 180 this, right? It's just a different time, is what I'm saying. Like, as expected of any game, it's a different time. I gotta rotate this. Oh. But a great game nonetheless. Like, it never stopped being fun. It felt like, imagine going to like a water park and everyone that, like, or not everyone that you know, but like it's full and there's tons of people and it's like fun, you know, like everyone's coming to have fun and it's a great time. But like over the years, like less and less people come, and you start kind of seeing people you recognize from last year, and like, you know, eventually they close down. That actually happened to me at a place called Wild Rivers. But I mean, I stopped going like probably 5 years before they closed. I don't know. But anyway, like you start to recognize like, hey, I'm kind of missing something. Like something's not quite the same. You know, it feels a little bit more desolate, and you know, not as many people are talking, and there's removed features. It's an old game. Like it got weird, but it's still like at its absolute core, like this is a phenomenal video game, a phenomenal piece of media. Like this is genuinely like a modern day classic game, like specifically Splatoon 1. Like, I don't care who is or isn't talking about it right now, and like I don't care what anyone has to say about the Wii U. I'm not going to say the Wii U is going to be recognized as a classic, although get ready for some YouTube essays on that. I think what'll happen is like people will reminisce and be like, wow, yeah, the Switch, like it kind of sucked because like there was no menu music, but the Wii U had it, and the Wii U had all the games the Switch did, and blah blah blah. Like you'll hear crap like that, dude. I'm not gonna get into that right now. What I'm gonna say is like Splatoon 1 genuinely, like, expect a video game like Hall of Fame thing or like a US archive to like put this game in. Like this game's legit. Like this is one of the best games of all time. Not because of like what it was on the Wii U, not because of like anything shallow. Like this genuinely is a standalone like awesome game. And you had to be there for a lot of what it was too. That's part of what made it great, you know? But no, as a whole, like as a fully functioning like game where people would like play it and use it and like use Miiverse and stuff like that too, like where it's fully restored, dude, one of the best games ever made, straight up. Like I won't say best shooter ever made. I still think I'd say it's probably TF2. Probably, but or like multiplayer shooter ever made, because then I might say Half-Life, maybe, but I don't know. Just a great time all around, and I'm really happy that it got made. Like this, Nintendo dared, dude. They dared to make a game, which like, does anyone do that anymore? Like, let's be real. Does anyone like say, hey, you know what? I have an idea. And it's new, and well, the shooter's not new, but like, it's kind of unique, and I'm gonna try it, and like, I don't know, it might not make a splash, but I'm gonna try. No, they did it, dude. They dared a new IP. They didn't use Mario. They were going to actually, and they didn't. They decided not to. And I'm glad they didn't use the stupid rabbits either, because they were gonna do that. But nope. They did it. They came up with something cool. They came up with something that feels right. They took their time. They fleshed it out. And bam, dude, Splatoon. Oh my gosh. So thank you. That's all I'll say. Thanks for making this game, guys. It's a good game. So, man, my voice feels pretty hoarse now. And like, I don't know. I think I'm all done talking. Like, it was an hour and a half, basically, of like, a lot of this was nonsense. I got everything out of the way at the beginning, but I've said pretty much everything I want to say. There's things that I'm sure later I could talk about, like where I would be reminded of, you know, like the guys in this video, for example, or some community stuff that I remember, or, you know, like more personal things, or like talk about how I got the Wii U working on the CRT. No, like, I'm sure there's more about the game I could say, and then the game-related things, but I think I've said pretty much all I need to say. This is really just, like, me remembering, if you will. I mean, the game's around still, but, like, not in the same capacity. It's just me remembering the good times. Like, you know, life might not have always been awesome around this time for me, but, like, I recognize that outside of me, this is a phenomenal piece of games here. And let me speak at the end too. So games are like the most non-consequential thing. Like, it does nothing for anyone. It's just fun. But the thing is like, there's a time and a place for fun. And, you know, I don't think you should spend all your time ever just gaming, or like, you know, like being like indulging in oneself, basically. Like, you need to share it, and not just with people. Like, you need to go like hang out with your dogs, like go on a walk, and, you know, go like feed some birds or whatever. But no, there's a time to sit down and play a game, and I think that's important, and like we can share this with each other. Like, wouldn't it be so nice to like meet someone, like a female, no, I'm just kidding, like meet anyone, like they could be from anywhere in the world and have any kind of background, but like you guys get along and you can like talk about this and play together and like smile and like like have a good peaceful time, right? Like that's what I'm talking about. And Splatoon is like a fantastic game for that. Like there's no weird raunchy nonsense. There's no like, you know, uncomfortable aspect. Like Splatoon 1 is like some good clean fun for everyone. It's fun. It's all like it puts a smile on your face. Like everyone can be into it. Like maybe your grandpa might like be not so sure about it, but then like once he understands that you know, fighting off the Japanese in this game, you know, sparks a memory or two, he might like it. No, that was potentially insensitive there. I'm joking. I don't think that about World War II, but no, it's what I'm saying is like sharing games is a good thing, and enjoying games is a good thing, and this is a game that should be shared and enjoyed like thoroughly, because it's such a good product. Like it's such a I shouldn't call it a product. It's such a good little piece of enjoyment, and I hope from it inspires more of that in some way. Like someone plays this and they're happy, and then they're nice to someone, or you know, like someone puts down the gamepad and they're like, okay, let's go outside now, pup. And like that's what I'm gonna do after this. Dude, I'm making enchiladas. I'm gonna give a little bit of enchilada to the pups, and then I am gonna see about going outside and playing with the ball, because I don't know, I just feel like screwing around with the dogs right now and being with them, you know. So this game, like, it fills my heart with joy and love per se. So I celebrate it and I remember it, and I'm not putting the developers up on a pedestal, and you know, not quite the game either, but I want to say thank you to the guys that, you know, pushed it, and the people that had confidence in this, and that you know, in spite of what was going on in the world of media and in the world of the Wii U at the time too, they're just like, let's do it, and they did it, and it was awesome, and it paid off. They like, hey, they sold not just to me, to others too, consoles and games, and you know, this is like just good stuff. Basically, this is like they did a cool thing at a cool time. Thank you, and good night. No, not yet. That's it. Like, I tried to have some weird message there at the end. Basically, just like games are fun. They make people smile. Smiling's good. Put smiles on other people's faces. Show love. Don't be afraid of like who you are. Just be good. You know, like maybe be afraid if you're a bad person. Like, don't be bad, but like don't be afraid. Just be good about that. And this lines up with what I think is good. It's fun. It stimulates you, and sometimes, you know, we don't need to be like building 9,000 more homes and like trying to go to space. Like sometimes it's okay to just chill out for a sec and enjoy yourself. And Splatoon is extremely enjoyable, and amongst ourselves we enjoy it, and there's really nothing negative I can say. Like there's been no negative impact that I understand from Splatoon. It's just been all good, and hope it continues to be that way. I mean, you know, there's I don't know, there's just nothing really I can say that's bad. So that's it. I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna make those enchiladas now. I gotta cash a check too. Cha-ching, baby. And gotta do some other stuff. I don't know. So I'm being stupid about money. That's it. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Like I said, this is really only just me remembering. It's been 10 years. I thought, you know what? I have this footage and I have my brain. I can't really do too much else. I could go stream the game, but I'm not going to set that all up today. I want to get this video out. I want it uploaded. I want to put like maybe a thumbnail on it too, and then let her rip. So that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I'm hungry. Gonna make some food. Have an apple too. Thank you, apples and cheese and food and everything, like, for keeping me going. And hopefully this video you know, either provides some insight to someone, or it brings back some good memories. I hope. The only reason I'm talking about this is I want smiles too. I want to see people feel good. So with that, that was a pretty good splat. I accidentally just pressed space, which is the record button on OBS. I was trying to pause the video. No, with that, we're good. We did it. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. I did a couple takes. This is the one. And hopefully I'll see you guys later, maybe on Splatoon, you know. So, all right, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you later.